So this will be the first method how you can get a deeper score line in Cricut. For this, I'm using one of the free SVG files we have, the Valentine's Candy Box. And what we'll do is duplicate the score lines. So to duplicate it, this is the process. Now this is only working with an SVG that you import with score lines. So this is the first method. I'll go over how you do it with a Cricut Design Space image at the next step here. So go ahead and, as you can see, most of them are grouped together. So we want to ungroup it first. And then we're going to select the score line. You can do it up there on the right, or you can do it right here. They're going to make sure it's changed to score up here in the layer attributes. Then we're going to duplicate it. So you could right click, say duplicate, or there's also a duplicate over here. So I'm going to right click and say duplicate, and I'll duplicate it right below it. So what we want to do is you can hold the shift key to select both. We want to select both the score lines, the one that you just duplicated and the original. So I'm just going to click on it, and you can see on the right that the two score lines are selected. Then we want to make sure they're perfectly aligned, so the score lines will score in the same place both times. So what you'll do is, now that they're highlighted, you'll click on Align, and Align Left, Align Top, and you'll see they're perfectly aligned. So the last step we need to do is to attach it back to the box so it scores properly. So we'll highlight all three items, the heart box, the Valentine box, and then the two score lines, and we're going to either right click and select attach, or we can click attach here in the lower right hand corner, and I'll do that. And on the right you will see it's now attached. Then when you cut it, it'll score twice. If you're trying to do the same thing with the Cricut image, that already Design Space image that already has the score lines on it, the difference is they already have the score lines attached. So you'll have to detach that line first to duplicate it. So highlight the item, go in the lower right hand corner or right click and select detach. And then, as we did before, click on the score line. You won't have to change it to score because Cricut already knows it's a score line. And then you will right click and say duplicate. And then that's already selected. To select the other one, hold the shift key down on the keyboard and left click on the other score line, the original score line. And then go up to the top here and click on Align, Align Top, Align Left, and it'll be perfectly aligned. And then you'll want to highlight both the card and both score lines, and you'll see on the right they're all highlighted, and you'll want to attach again. So now we'll go ahead and cut it, and I'll show you the difference between a single score and a double score. Okay, so now I'm going to load the paper and show you how it scores twice. Just make sure your score tool is in, and I'll go ahead and click on Go. And then the scoring always occurs first. So you see it scored twice, and then it will cut the design out. Now I'm going to also cut one that has a single score line like normal, just to show you the difference. So this is the difference between the two. I have them lined up. So you can see the one with the double scores on the top. So the one with two scored lines is a little deeper, and it makes it easier to fold. So it doesn't take as much effort to fold it in half. Yeah, I dropped it. Anyways, it doesn't take that much to fold compared to when you just have the single score line. With the single score method, it just makes it harder to find the score and fold it. So here's a second method that some use to get a deeper score, just the same way as the other method. It's actually going to score twice, but it's just a different method without duplicating the score lines. So this is the SVG that I was working with before, which is group still. And then we'll change the score lines to score. So over on the right hand side, right there, up here we change it to score. So now it's set to score. And then we want to attach the score lines. So highlight the object that will cut and the score lines. Click on attach. And then you're going to want to send to cut. So I'm going to demonstrate with this one. We'll make it. We'll go to this just because this is the one I want to demonstrate it. And then we'll hit continue. Select the device you want. Then I'll go over to the machine. For this method, what we want to do is remove the blade. So from the right carriage holder, or the blade holder I should say. So go ahead and remove the blade temporarily. You can put it in this little handy dandy area if you want, or your table. And then we'll load the paper. Just making sure it's on there right. And then what we're going to do is hit cut. So since it has to go through the whole motions, unfortunately, with this method. They're not solid score lines for this, so it's basically scoring with dashed lines. We do have solid score lines in our files, in some of our files, but this particular one was a dashed line. I actually want to note that sometimes it's easier to cut the dashed lines than it is to score them on the Cricut because they're not real crisp. That's why we're trying to do this. So after it scores it, it's going to go through the process thinking it has to cut, not knowing it has no blade in it. And of course nothing will cut because there's nothing in there. And once it's done, we're going to cut it again. So we'll just hit the cut button again, but we'll put the blade in. So it's done. So I guess it wasn't the best place for me to put the blade, but so just put it on your table or somewhere so it doesn't roll off. So I'm going to put the blade back in, open it up, slot it in, and then hit the little Cricut button again, that middle button, to cut it one more time. So it'll go through all the second process of cutting, actually scoring, and then it will actually cut the object out. So I won't make you sit through all the second scoring, so we'll jump ahead to it being cut and I'll show you. So then it's complete. We'll just eject it. It's kind of hard to see, but it is deeper score now. Not a very good picture. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.